Live. Hello, SDV Coffee Talk, live from the CES 2026. This is going to be a little bit of an adventure. We haven't tried that before, but we're starting here at the booth of P3 and Remotive Labs, and then we do a little bit of walk around the CES West Hall, the automotive area, before we then end up at the ID bus of our friends from IAV. But before we start, since we're here already, Emil, maybe before even we do introductions, give us a quick 30 seconds elevator pitch about your booth.
Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this SDV live from CES. So we're now at the Remotive Labs booth, so company that I'm working for. What we're doing is actually combining all of these virtual ECUs that so many companies are doing in a great way. But a vehicle is many of them. So we are connecting all of these already in a virtual environment. So OEMs and tier one suppliers, you can actually test your integration from day one in a virtual environment. What we call get stuff done at Remotive Labs. So that was the intro from me.
All right, so we're trying not to break any bones, ankles, ears on our way around here because it's getting a little bit crowded from time to time. So, guys, can we go through here real quick? Thank you. So everybody trying to follow me. While we are walking for the first aisle here, just a quick introduction. So most of you know me. I'm Florian, managing partner of iProcess Consulting and a regular guest over here at the SDV Coffee Talk. I'm handing over the microphone over to the gentleman on my right.
Hi, Vinicius speaking here. I work with Red Hat now for the automotive team. So we are bringing Linux to the cars. Handing over to Sebastian.
Hi. Yeah, I got to remove the audio control for the echo. So, hi, pleasure to meet you all there on the stream. Sebastian Werner from Carney Activate Product Software. There I'm basically leading our SDV initiatives in terms of how things should be implemented, how organizations should be designed, how you bring the SDV culture. And bringing that also from SDV into other products of the world. So, hi-fi, bikes, airplanes. In the end, it's all C code. So, pleasure to give you some insights.
Good, and as mentioned, Emil Dautovic, so from the Swedish startup Remotive Labs, trying to get stuff done in automotive, helping all these players to actually collaborate and break silos. Because that's needed if we're starting to talk about SDV and how do you actually get to the SDV.
So for today, we actually don't have a specific topic. We just want to take you on a walk over CES and give you a little bit of vibe what we are seeing here. So you have everything from like off-road vehicles over here to in the air vehicles. So we have an eVTOL, octocopter over here, and you walk through over here. Got a large mix of mobility. There's a lot of robotics also going on in the CES, but it's not in this hall. So you have like dancing robots as well as making the bed or laundry kind of guys. I'm just asking over like Emil, for example, what did you see? What you said like, wow, that's interesting. Where we were walking actually.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cool things here. So just look at the vehicle here to our left. So to getting inspired on stuff that you can see around at this place. So there are many cool things here.
All right, I'm handing it actually over to Vinicius. What is your initial impression?
Lot of things we can see here. We see from software companies like Red Hat being here in the floor, but we see also companies like Oshkosh that is doing like, yeah, we are going to go there. They are big. They have like big machines here. So if we try to talk about not SDV, like, but machines-defined vehicles or software-defined machines, that is one thing we can see here as well. And one thing I didn't see, but I would like to have seen is a Pagani car running a Rust operating system. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chance because it both is private at ST Microelectronics. But I heard they are here, and yeah, it's nice. Rust running on the car.
All right.
Your turn.
Then, yeah, audio is there. It's always an important check. Yeah, flying in from Germany, I'm a bit sad to not see as many OEMs as you used to. So, of course, BMW has their booth at the Renaissance, but looking in the West Hall, the Automotive Hall, it's quite limited in terms of OEMs. You have the Chinese players. I think we saw the Cosmero Lounge back there. We have Great Wall Motors and a few others of the Chinese players. So that's quite interesting to see in the development. It gives room for, let's say, more the enabling factors. So I think a lot of testing, a lot of sensor sets, what we saw. So kind of interesting from the technology side, but yeah, it's tough to find the deciders and the buyers of those functionalities. You have them at the booth.
That trend actually started already last year. I have to say that you see more solution providers over here, and this year also has a lot of ADAS components. Right? There's a lot of radar, LiDAR, and so on. All these things around. So let's continue walking down here. It seems that this thing behind me attracts a lot of people, so it's getting crowded.
It's quite cool.
It is. It is quite cool. That's for sure. And if you can swing over that point, there's actually another flying car that looks like it comes out of the Jetsons. And yeah, as Sebastian said, so automotive OEMs are a little hard to find here. We see Hyundai, straightforward Hyundai Motor Group, and they also have another one over there. They seem to have a huge success. Unfortunately, the line is that long that none of us managed to actually see what they have success with.
A lot of construction material. So this is what you see with Doosan, with Hyundai. It's a lot of construction, AI automated construction. Not sure which stand it was, but they had a remote working place where the construction excavators and things were just driving on their own, and you had a huge AI dashboard where you could just monitor how it operates. So yeah, it's quite cool to see. Of course, not as heavily regulated as on the road, so kind of the lower hanging fruit to enter it there. Yeah, actually, it's a big sandbox if you look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing that I recall now is that Tensor is here. I don't know if you have the opportunity to see that, but
I saw that Tensor car. Yeah, I saw the car.
They are saying they are going to have cars sold to the end customer next year. So automated vehicles. So you can remove the driving steering drive wheel. You can remove that and you can drive the car. So that's what they are promising. They want to have that selling to the customer next year. So that was one good thing that I saw.
And maybe add one thing that's not directly related to anything we see here, but I feel there is a bit of more of a collaboration ongoing as in the automotive market, as well as trying to create, say, reference platforms that provides more to the tier one and to the OEM suppliers as well, not only like bits and pieces, because if you want to reach whatever everybody's calling like China speed, you can't start from scratch all the time. What's a good reference package that you can start to work from, and then easy connected to other pieces as well, so we get rid of this like automotive already always finding new ways of doing things complicated in a non-standardized way. That needs to go away if we should reach SDV.
Yeah, it's a kind of a bit like don't reinvent the wheel, because the wheel will look the same way. So why would you do a new one? The thing the customers experience is just like the thread on your rubber. So reinvent that, which is the UX layer, and then the middleware, which is the rest of the tire, and low-level software, which is your rim. Okay, it's a little far-fetched, but basically the consensus is, as Emil said, it's like don't try to invent the entire stack from scratch every time you start a new product or a product line. And I think it's a consensus by now that you really have to continue to reuse those layers more often, because they don't differentiate you at all from your competition. So while we're going down here a little bit further, this is what Sebastian was talking about, the Doosan booth, and they have some really cool construction and machines there. So let's try to have a look at those.
This wonderful
The Lamborghini here. Well, it's a stock Lamborghini in baby blue.
Now the intelligence behind it is from PDC. So they're actually offering this full integrated tool chain. So from the change management and code beamer down to the windshield management system. And they say it connects also with the software part. They say it connects also with third parties. So step by step, we're moving in this end-to-end tool chain, even though it's then just tested on a Lamborghini. But let's see, it's a step in the right direction. Get rid of the higher tool amounts in there.
Any of you like expensive tools, so why not a Bobcat to play around with?
I want one of those.
Me too.
I mean, who doesn't want one of those? Even though this prototype might be a little out of the range, but they also have a few other ones over there which are more traditional.
All rubber composite, so you can like a regular tire.
Really cool, this machine. It's just a robot, but it's a big machine. It's really cool. Autonomous, or probably controlled remotely.
Sebastian wants the mic back.
No.
Oh, we're running too far,
Up a bit.
too far away from the microphone. So what you see here behind me is actually the Hyundai Pavilion, and we can't get in there because that line is around a mile long.
Sneaky.
But we will have the ability while we're walking by just to sneak the camera in real quick. So this will be over here on my right.
Have looked into it from a few sides. So it's a typical Boston Robotics dock setup, enhanced with the new technology. So you see that more often. The big trend you hear there is it's no longer AI, it's physical AI. So bringing this AI layer with the sensors into the real world. A lot of robots moving there, operating there. While it is fun in the North Hall where they are dancing, what you see here more is co-working robots and actual machinery robots helping you on the construction side. So
That's really cool.
quite fun, yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, so that was one thing that I saw, a lot of physical AI stuff, and then the question is, what is really physical AI? And I heard a definition that is everything that's getting sensor data, of course, but is also actuating. So it's a physical thing. So we do have AI in our smartphones. That's not physical AI. Yeah, physical AI is any machine that's really getting data from sensor and taking decisions and moving ahead, or like constructing something, building something. Yeah.
Very cool. So walking over, here's a little bit crowded, that area. So let's pace through here real quick. All right, what we see here on the right side, Donut Lab, they are saying they have their world first all solid state battery in production vehicles. Is this motorcycle over there in the middle, which you've just seen in the news maybe today or yesterday, that has a whopping like 600 something kilometer range based on a vehicle they designed a few years ago. They just swapped the battery to achieve this range. These are, of course, not tested numbers. Those are just the numbers they are telling us.
Yes, it looks really cool. So hopefully it works as good as it looks. So.
All right.
Waiting for solid state.
Trying to get another quick peek here in the Hyundai, probably from the other side, see why it's so busy there.
It's to your left, you have a very new car here. Maybe we want to show that. Yeah. This is a brand new car, right? I like the design.
Yeah, it's retro.
Yeah.
So if you could just like swing the camera in there real quick, maybe from over here. It's really not much to see. Some sort of robot matches going on in there. But that then brings us up to the bigger toys here coming up on the right. Overall, we've seen over the last year or two a little bit of a trend to more like construction machines and agricultural machines, which I personally find it super cool. They bring like the real big toys over here, and you will see in a second that's probably the biggest device they brought on the floor this year. While we are just walking by here on the left side, some software-defined boats. but they're running 3 V10 engines in the back, so it's a little bit of a different focus point.
Not yet electric.
Not yet. These ones are not yet electric. We just walked by Caterpillar. It's pretty tight in there, so we're not going in there. But here on the left side, that's one of my favorite vehicles for this time. I hope I can get a test drive on that soon.
Would be interesting if you need a special license for that one. Yeah, but again, moving in this world of physical AI, so what they do is the analytics in the mower, of the grain, of the soil. We saw already in the years before where they treated crops based on the single crop and not just spraying the whole field. So intelligence definitely moving into the agriculture part. I think they have been the first industries to have the fully autonomous tractors. On private property in the US. Okay, you have enough of that, so not very tangible for Germany, but I think here you can run that easily. So yeah, it's got to be a computer pro by now, I guess, to be a farmer. It's no longer as easy.
Yeah, and it's a fun thing with this. Although it's a lot of software inside, I would say that also hardware defines this big vehicle, because there is a lot of hardware, and then the hardware needs to be very good to be able to.
I think it's a perfect base for multi-generational farming, right? So you get all of the current generations really involved, from the mechanics all the way to the farming base knowledge to the computer science knowledge. What you got here on the right side is Oshkosh, what Vinicius referred to earlier. And they're presenting us here the airport of the future. And there are a couple of interesting ideas. So what you see here, the first thing is a little robot that actually just put the wheel chocks under the train under the planes while they're parking. Automated repair robots or building robots, as well as fire trucks. And we see over there, we're not going in there right now, but everybody's watching a video about the concept of how robotics actually help the airports, run more smooth and more timely.
Another vehicle I would like to test drive. Not sure I could drive it, but it would be fun.
Nice fire truck, yeah.
That yellow one?
Yes. That would be fun. Maybe if we look to the left, so Great Wall, of course, having one of the booth. Interesting to see the turquoise color on the cars are moving in for the autonomous driving indication. So it's no longer just at Mercedes. We saw that also at other cars. And on the left hand, you see more of a people mover concept or luxury first class style vehicle where you can sit in, and that's also been quite obvious. So being with Waymo here and a startup from the Middle East, that this people mover and no more steering wheel concepts, these are really moving in the robo taxi hype. I think there are 2 or 3 others on the booth around us. Maybe we cross another one. But Florian, what's the route we're going on?
So I think we tried to go straight through here to one of those little side roads. It's not that crazy busy. Just follow me around here. And then we have another large alley over there.
So while we walk, maybe a curiosity. So it was around 2004, 2005. So we just saw a John Deere machine there, right? So back 2004, 2005, I was doing internship in Brazil, and we were kind of taking data from GPS to make sure that the machines from John Deere actually, they were walking in the same line. So to make sure that what we have at our homes nowadays with the robots that are vacuuming our houses. So we were doing that with the GPS data for the tractors around 20 years ago, but we are seeing they are doing fully autonomous right now.
Okay, so now we have the nice talk of stretching a bit of time. That's always a bit tough. This is the section we talked about. It's not the big booth of the OEMs, but it is all the enabling technology underneath it. So quite interesting to see what's running under the hood with the enablers like MathWorks over there or Rudolf Schwarz. A lot of testing, a lot of equipment in this ADAS sector, in the network sector, displaying their newest pieces. We actually haven't been that much around here. One of the multiple LiDAR companies. So still been a trend in the past years. A lot of sensors, a lot of radars, a lot of LiDARs in there. interesting part is it's no longer just a use for automotive. So everything now scales into the room surveillance, into the robotics. A lot of the same stack, from my experience, is used now also on the robotics side. So that's also quite interesting to see from a scaling perspective. And I think here will be our final studio. We tried to squeeze. We're a bit early, so it might be that we're not able to move in yet. You're live on TV. I want to say hi to our fans.
Hallo, in Deutschland, John Cooper, Siemens.
It's international.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
well,
we need to keep it English.
okay, well, I'm just an American, so. All right. Welcome to the Pay 360 stand. And we have here an ID Buzz that is being controlled from the cloud. And it's a digital twin that allows us to integrate hardware and software in the very early states of development, but also throughout the entire development. So we have two different big stacks running here. One is an ADAS AV stack running on an ARM Xena CSS that won't be available in hardware for another 18 to 24 months. We're running the software stack on it. And then we're also running an IVI stack, as well as 2 or 3 other stacks on it. And we can do a demo here. Of course, we've been lined up for you. We've been waiting for you, Florian. So, okay, good. But I wasn't supposed to be this, but you ambushed me.
I'm waiting for it.
Very nice introduction.
Good, okay.
So I'll take the mic. Nick, can you take the camera around that way, and I come from the other side? And then the other guys, you can just sit in the back.
Where do you want the camera?
Yeah, it's through that window.
Yeah, that's better. Ismail, why don't you get in the driver's seat here? Okay.
Welcome to live TV.
Siemens in Egypt. He's been working on this for the last 6 months. We only met him. We met him the other day. Okay. So.
I think we lost the sound because we were running.
Oh. Trying to keep everybody entertained while we're doing that.
Okay, hold on. We're working on it live. It's all live. But that should be right. Say something in the mic. What's going on? Did I
All of
see
a
you?
sudden it cut out.
Oh, yeah. No, you put the cable.
Is mine working too?
Yes, now we're back on mic.
Okay, great.
Honest operator mistake. Okay, that's live, guys. All right. So yeah, if you can come with the camera right through that window, that'd be great. So over John's shoulder. Yes,
like
perfect.
first to start the demo and then give an overview.
Yeah, I mean, just give us a 5-minute. Like, what are we looking at here?
Hi, I'm Ismail Riyad, based in Cairo, Egypt. So now we have an SDV blueprint for digital twin. We have a digital twin of the two ECUs running here. We have 2 virtual ECUs running in the cloud, one for ADAS, the autonomous driving and so on, and the other one for the IVI, the in-vehicle infotainment. Both of them are using the latest technology from ARM, the ARM Xena CSS. This is the latest automotive IP available in the market. So let me just start the demo and then we can proceed with the overview. Hey, Babe 360, take me to the museum.
So you guys see that over at the big screen change?
You can see the we have a voice recognition agent, and it just got started now with the demo. You can give it the destination you'd like to go. So as I said, everything is running in the cloud. So we have a digital twin, a digital replica of what we have would be running in the car, but now running in the cloud for rapid development. So the software developers can just get started with this really quick. Everything here could be reproducible in a customer site within an hour to fully test and validate your software that is eventually going to run on the actual car.
Awesome. It goes a little hard over the speed bumps there.
And actually, the failed scenario last time, we intentionally did this to validate, to highlight that this is promoting software engineers to be able to capture the failures through the analysis that are being generated in the background. So they'll be able to look at lower level analysis of the software running to capture the bottleneck and be able to fix what is happening to optimize the software as much as they can.
Very cool. You guys want to comment on Vinicius over here?
So yeah, you didn't mention, but I think you saw in the camera. So it is steering the wheel here, and you can actually see that the tires are moving. So it's really controlling the car as the scenario is there in the front. It's amazing.
Yeah, actually, everything running in the cloud is now connected to the car and controlling the steering, as you see here, the wheel and so on. And also everything is being sent here to those screens in the IVI. So this is a full integration between the ADAS stack and the in-vehicle infotainment stack.
And keep in mind that both the ADAS and the IVI stack are running in separate instances, and they are running on the ARM Xena CSS, which will not be available in hardware for another 18 to 24 months. So this is the real shift left reality.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention that because I heard that from other guys at this event as well. It's like that processor is not even existing, right? But you're running stuff on it in a virtualized environment.
Yeah.
So if you say, oh, do we need a quad core? We need an 8-core here. How many CPUs? You can try it, see if it works. Try another one, optimize it, build in some headroom for yourself. But you can do it before silicon is available. And it works all the way through the development process, even out into fleet control for testing before you put things out in OTA.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for that demonstration. At one point, we need to get our fourth guy into the car.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much. And we will use this bus now as our studio. Thank you.
Thank you.
For the less dynamic, for the static part of the event.
You want to put the windows up?
No, we still have the camera guy who needs to see us outside.
Yeah, but I think this is really cool. We talked about shift left in past, right, Florian? And this is really shift left. So, and not only shift left, but one thing that we as engineers learn is that we need to take the decisions at the right time, not so early and not so late. And if we can experiment with that early with the hardware and then decide what goes in the silicon and then get it to my project, I can, I have headroom to deploy whatever I want. Right? That's really shift left. And I can start testing early.
Right. I mean, obviously, you need to build a trust in that shift left that whatever you're testing is later also 100% applicable to the real silicon.
Definitely. That needs to be representative.
All right. So much about the bus we're sitting in. From here on, this will be just our studio. We're just talking about general observations and where we
get the sound of Fatih now.
Oh, yeah. How we get Fatih?
Then we can turn off those lights. Right?
But I think the quality might not be good. Test. So if you press there's a mute button. There's one there. That's one.
Yeah. Test.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot see you guys. Are you gone?
Your sound is gone.
Fatih,
Now it's back. Now it's back. Now it's
if you
back.
can hear us, you have to bring Sebastian back on the stage so you can actually hear you.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
So, can you hear me now?
We hear you, yes. I
Okay.
think there's some background music running. You can turn it off on the display. All right.
Oh. I mean,
Right. So,
yeah,
Fatih, we talked
great.
for a while. Now you can have a couple of minutes to
No,
ask us
it's
what
great.
you or
Thank
tell
you
us
so
what you
much. I
think.
mean, for this great tour. Actually, I mean, yeah. I mean, were there some? I mean, did you have the chance to see the keynote from NVIDIA? Actually,
Did anybody join?
No, I didn't.
We're too busy with working. So
oh, okay, okay. I mean,
The
I
summary
mean,
looked quite nice.
okay, automotive was quite prominent there. I mean, they had some discussion, and yeah, Nvidia was. Yeah, let's see. Nvidia promised a lot of things there, and I just wanted to
Media's
know
everywhere.
what you think. Yeah, I mean, there is one question here. Have you encountered any groundbreaking news or innovations in SDV or ADV that took you by surprise? This is a
So
question.
first, let's mention, and actually Sebastian says this every day. So Nvidia is like everywhere here.
Yeah.
Everything is sponsored by Nvidia, and almost every booth has an Nvidia person around. Obviously, not right now. But so that's just about that. And then for the groundbreaking stuff, I see innovation as a incremental change from last year. Here, I don't see anything that is groundbreaking. There's a lot in North Hall happening about robotics, more or less useful. But actually, this is the big shift this year we are seeing. Obviously, AI is everywhere, but robotics kind of stuff. And I haven't even had a chance to go down to Central Hall. What's about there for the actual CES? Yeah,
A lot of TV screens, as usual.
bigger.
Bigger, nicer laser projectors. So you just go in the full entertainment, and of course you got the connected household now. So basically, Dreamy that also launched the vehicle. They just came up with 32 products from the white goods and household parts. And that's becoming all connected. They all have their AI assistant. So it will be interesting. Do you move in your ecosystem, or yeah, do you actually go into a multi setup for all your household things, and will your air fryer tell you something different than your kitchen fridge at some point? So
I'm really
fight on.
curious how they will work together, right? Because I already have a lot of smart or semi-smart components, and I don't really want to throw them all away just because I buy a new dishwasher, right?
Yeah.
And so this is something we definitely have to figure out and see. But that's not automotive. As a matter of fact, the automotive part has shrunken about 30%, I would say, because about half of North Hall was automotive last year, and right this year we have a couple of RVs and campers there. But the actual automotive world is almost solely over here in West Hall.
yeah, well, and as Sebastian mentioned before, we're like missing at least I am the big traditional OEMs. You see, Hyundai has a presence. There are a couple of Chinese players here, and then there's other vehicles, but not that many cars here. So
Unfortunately, yeah, I guess the firework of innovation was more on IAA, at least from the European players. What we see now, or what I like to see, is testing takes the stage. I mean, you with Remotive Labs, of course, with the virtual ECU, the shift left we see here now, Tracetronic with their 1CX. So actually, what has been missing in SDV that we focus on testing and not in specifying. This is yeah, seeming to move into the minds of the OEMs.
Okay.
Maybe
Are there
adding.
any? Well, one thing. I mean, are there any, for example, tool vendors with new groundbreaking tooling for automotive there on the CES? I mean,
Obviously, everybody integrated AI. At
okay.
very minimum, they integrated into the title of the tool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But some of them
Okay.
also did something. I think the focus right now from that is really like digesting bigger amounts of data and grasping bigger pictures and also generating bigger pictures. But it is, as I say, it's an evolution what we're seeing, at least what I'm seeing, over a revolution right now.
Yeah, many of the
Okay.
pieces already exist, but there needs to be like collaboration and put these things together.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was fun to
Vinicius,
see
one
the.
question. One question to you, Vinicius. Actually, you told you were from Red Hat, actually, right? I mean, what is Red Hat's role in automotive? This is it's new to me, actually.
Okay. So, Red Hat is bringing Linux to the cars. So we have an ASUB certified Linux that you can run the car. And Fatih, I believe you're a fan from Linux, and I give back the
Very
question
big.
to you. How do you think about Linux and developing software for Linux compared to the others?
I think, in my opinion, Linux is the way to go in automotive. I mean, this is such a huge um, movement in the open source world. I think if automotive will not adapt, they will just, they will not keep with the latest greatest things. I think therefore I'm wondering that Red Hat or other distributions try to form also or have a footprint in automotive. It's just great, actually. I mean, I like it. I just wanted to know what Red Hat is doing exactly.
And as I learned with Red Hat, it's not just that you have it Linux produced, but you are having actual cars and partners moving towards SLP. So
Yes,
it should be on the road
yes, soon.
soon. Yeah.
Uh,
You probably
but-
cannot tell us
I
because
cannot
nobody
tell,
from Red
yeah.
Hat told me yesterday
I cannot.
who it is and when we see it. But there's definitely something cooking for the SOPs.
Yes.
But we're
But-
in an
but,
almost closed car here, Vinicius. So
Okay.
Make the
But
podcast
Vinicius,
famous.
Vinicius,
but,
do you have
Fatih,
also some
you had a good-
safety? Yeah, do you have some safety certification for your Linux, or is it how does it work?
Yeah, so we have up to ASUB certified. Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
So that means you can actually handle instrument clusters and
Definitely.
everything around
Definitely.
that. Yeah.
Definitely.
So, Fatih, you had one very good point is like open source, right? And this is actually one trend we're seeing. Not urgently here on CES, but in general, that is happening in automotive a lot. Is like the trend to work together on open source. I mean, we have our AutoWare is like over there. Then we have Eclipse had a big event yesterday morning. Some of us attended. I don't know if you can
I
say a
did.
couple of things.
Sure.
Yeah, and overall, everybody is trying to figure out how we can actually align on the open source and how we get the open source stuff certified and safe and stuff like this. So yeah, maybe you can, Sebastian, talk about the breakfast.
Yeah, so the Eclipse SDV Foundation had their breakfast. The first one I think they had on the CES was quite interesting to see. Over 80 people attending. And if you remember from the Auto Congress in Ludwigsburg, 11 OEMs signed their memorandum of understanding towards open source, towards the S-Core part. And actually at the event, 20 more joined. So big players like Deutsche Telekom, like Capgemini, the likes. Also smaller players like UseBlocks have signed the memorandum and are pushing for open source. And I think also regarding the roadmap, I think it's at a 50% state right now from the version, but they're planning to have it ready by the end of the year. There's a lot of motion around it, and also big people or big heads in the name. So with Ösberg, with Christoph Grote, attended the event. So it was not just a few developers sitting in a ballroom. It actually got some good attention.
Very interesting. We had two commercial vehicles group entering. So
Yeah.
Triton and the other is
Cortura.
Cortura.
Yeah.
That was very nice to have them there. They are really embracing the open source. We had also different tier ones joining the group. It was very nice environment. And just to add to the names you mentioned, we had Chris Salzman. And we had Maria and Halt there yesterday. So the things are getting really serious. And that was the third event or the second event I attended regarding open source. So there was an event with AutoWare yesterday in the afternoon. So AutoWare is trying to have open source stack, AD stack that's independent from the hardware. That is important, Fatih, because you asked about NVIDIA and what they did with Alpamaya. That's
Yes,
very likely
exactly.
is going to run on GPUs from NVIDIA. What AutoWare is trying to do is to have something that is independent, that you can run them in different silicons. So that is a big difference. And the first event that I attended regarding to open source was Covesa. So there was a dinner or reception on Tuesday. Yeah.
I mean, but you guys told NVIDIA is quite dominant. I mean,
the cameraman.
is there any other company providing similar things like NVIDIA, or is NVIDIA the only company being very dominant there with GPUs? I mean,
It's a typical NVIDIA move. So of course they open source their stack, telling you, okay, you can select every sensor you want. But basically Qualcomm is trying to achieve the same with Arriver. So they also have their set of sensors. You have them in SOP with BMW. I think they're not as far yet in terms of open sourcing it like NVIDIA. But of course they're pushing. I'm pretty sure Mobileye is cooking something in the back. Would never put them out of the race. And the fourth player, not as a tier one, but of course Tesla still has the huge data advantage in scenario databases. So
Yeah, they're just Tesla's never showing up here.
yeah,
You have sorry, I have to mute somehow this microphone.
yeah. Oh, and probably tier four, right? They're also on an ADAS stack.
So yes, I mean they contributed right away. No, but Tesla is present here only in one way. They have the Tesla tunnels outside where you can actually go under the conference center, and you can take shortcuts from the different locations and even all the way to the strip. Yet it's a little disappointing that they're all with a driver and they're not driverless in their own controlled environment.
Yeah.
True.
Hopefully next year.
That is the good thing that I heard about Tensor. That they want to do what Tesla is promising already for a long time. They want to do that and start selling cars to the end customer next year. So I find that quite interesting.
okay, without the steering wheel, or
That is a good question. I don't know if you can say it, but they have like a thing. You can just get the steering wheel, activate the autonomous mode, and then the steering wheel will get inside the box. Like
wow, really?
First it is like a Jetson thing or something like that, and then you can pull that inside. So push that inside. I mean.
I think we have seen that in like case studies some 10 years ago, but we have never seen that actually in an actual car. I mean, obviously there's a lot of implications starting from like pure steer-by-wire to also crash safety and so on, because these cars are currently designed, as you say, that there's an airbag here, and if he moves that steering wheel away, that airbag will actually create more problems than solutions.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
So their use case is very, very interesting. So I think there are some airlines somewhere that is sponsoring them, backing them up, and they want to use that to take people from airport to the hotels. And
they are planning to sell this to private customers or to fleet operators?
They want to sell that both.
Okay.
Yeah. And I got a very interesting question. Why would you buy an autonomous vehicle?
Yeah, unless you're owning like a whatever, a resort or something where you actually have to transport a lot of people. But we had the discussion yesterday as well, as like on the one hand you have like the driver cars and then you have the driverless cars. And once they split apart, private people, why would you own a driverless car, right?
I gave you we got an answer there in the round. That is, I can create a business out of it.
Right, but then you're a fleet operator, not a private operator.
Yeah, but you know Turo, right?
Yeah.
The platform here. So you can put your car to be used by someone coming to the city and rent that car. So that is maybe one thing. It's just a high investment.
People think about that. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's a
my taxi driver told me.
Yeah.
So he said he's a Tesla and he has this vision that one day the Tesla will drive around on its own and he can make the money on Uber. So
that's the famous Tesla vision.
So Tesla Uber mix.
what we see out here is actually the Zoox cars are now around CES outside and everywhere. But they're very, very busy, so I don't think any of us had a chance to take a ride. I don't think you had
wait time.
45 minutes to an hour wait time. Yeah. Because I live here, I had a few rides here before because I did it outside of CS.
Yeah.
But we see them up and down the strip and around the conference center. So It's like L4 is absolutely a reality here.
Yeah. Have you seen the Vi cars already here?
These are the ones they come autonomously to you and then you drive afterwards.
They don't come autonomously. Someone is driving
a
that
teledriver.
And it's a German
Okay.
company out of Berlin.
Okay.
So I'm trying to run to get a ride there, but it's kind of also 30-40 minutes waiting time. So you can.
Their concept is like a rental car.
It's a rental
You have
car.
to
You
be
drive.
driving yourself, so you have to be a
Exactly.
qualified driver and everything.
No, you don't need. You drive yourself. So, okay, the teledrivers are qualified, of course, running on background. They have an office here in Las Vegas, by the way. That's why they have a fleet here, or the other way around, maybe. But you get a car. Someone is driving in the back end, and then you take the car and you drive the car.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
they bring a rental car to your place.
Yeah, and then you drive, and let's say you wanna drop here in the West Hall. You don't find a parking spot, or you don't wanna pay. You click in the app and say, "Oh, please take the car back," and then the teledriver is going to take the car back. And this is amazing. So it's right.
So living here, I see the ads for that all the time, and I'm wondering if there's actually a strong business to be made, especially with L4 completely driverless fleets out there. Is there really a reason why I want to get a car teleoperated to my house just to drive somewhere?
Yeah,
If I could get like a proper car that comes part of a fleet to me.
I think they. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I believe they have a plan to make that full autonomous. It's just a transition phase, and they were seeing that is necessary back in the past.
It's probably a different angle of attack, right?
Yeah, and they got like they are so they got some. So I think they're working with Grab now. So they made big announcements, and eventually in the commercial vehicle part also. So yeah, I think they're good, doing well.
There is one question in the audience, and probably Sebastian can read this. Do you see?
No. Please
No.
read it
Okay.
to us. I'm holding
Okay.
my phone with the
Okay.
microphone.
Yeah. Okay. Under the shadow of upcoming CRA regulations in Europe, do you think the cybersecurity related topics about SDV would be more popular?
It's interesting. I personally haven't seen too much cybersecurity here. There's a couple of booths, but
People like to ignore it. It definitely becomes more important. It's not just the CRA, it's also this UNECE part that's troubling a lot of them, I think. Because
for a while.
on the one hand side, you need to have your tool chain in there and needs to be audible. So yeah, great. You have to set that up first, but then you got to operate that for 15 years. And we know our OEMs; they're not very good at operating stuff for a long time. So
It's 15 years after after NOP, EOP.
Yeah, and especially now with solutions coming up with AI in the vehicle and trying to look at the drivers and stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you combine that as well with the cybersecurity pieces? Because there's a lot of data.
But to Fatih's question, either of you seen? I mean, I haven't looked in Sonatas, and I know that they work on stuff like this, but I haven't had the time to stop their booth. But anybody seen any like really groundbreaking cybersecurity stuff?
I haven't.
I mean, you have the in-vehicle part, the intrusion detection parts, and of course the typical players like ETAS and those. They showcase that, but this
But
actual
it doesn't
fleet,
take a lead on the topics here.
exactly, and the fleet monitoring is not really there. It seems like, as always, something needs to happen before really the cybersecurity part will take off.
Who was presenting yesterday at Eclipse SDV? Someone was we're putting attention on that, so saying that it's more than GPDR. It's going to be like
the CE validation for the software, including open source.
So they were
CRA.
They were calling out that there's going
Yeah.
to be much more trouble than only GPDR. So
GPR.
GPDR.
GDPR.
Sorry, GPR. Yeah, thanks.
Our fun party pooper from Europe.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I've seen on LinkedIn many pictures also from QNX. QNX seems to be also very big there. I mean, they seem to have a big booth, and they seem to also be very dominate this market with safety, safety relevant operating system and so on. I mean, what do you think
Don't
about
tell
that?
that to Vinicius.
They're there as usual. They're there.
No, but you have the QNX, you have the Green Hills, you have Red Hat here. Surprisingly, Vector is not here this year, at least with their own booth.
The collaboration with QNX. I think that's now I'm maybe a bit biased because I used to work for QNX, but still they're trying to create these references with how does the QNX piece work together with other pieces like Vector, like Android, like with open source? And it's back to this with collaboration. It's not like a bunch of silos. It's like you're using Linux where it's best, QNX where it fits, and then you're making your SDV.
Yeah, so they are the only one that have solution AZUD certified for the performance core. Frankly speaking, I have not seen any application being AZUD running on the performance core, so in the microprocessor. But they do have that. They claim to have that. Not that they claim. Let me be precise. They do have that. Yeah. Let me turn a little bit the conversation in another direction. The good thing is that SCORE. So we talked about open source and having a solution. So there are demos with QNX, and there are demos with Red Hat, and there are demos with other environments from SCORE. So that means the SCORE is running on that environment. And for the open source, that's just great because you have the alternative to adaptive AutoSAR running in those environments where they are going to be running later. And that is a big thing. So more than QNX or Linux or whatever, even though we all know the advantages from Linux, I don't need to repeat that. Yeah, that is there, and of course,
yeah. I mean, I read now in the last months more and more that certain companies come together, collaborate. I mean, like Vector, QNX, and TT Tech or something like that, building some kind of platforms, SDV platforms. Is this a new big thing in SDV, having platforms? I mean,
hopefully. I mean, that's the idea. And I mean, this is also what you see with the mixed criticality platform. So I think QNX is not able to just cook in their own soup and not collaborating with other operating systems. With central compute units, with decentralization of the EE, you move in that platform, you move in that multi-OS, you move in this mixed criticality world. And latest then you need to be open and collaborate.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you're creating these reference platforms, then we're getting back to this: how can you actually create some speed and momentum in development, not starting from scratch all the time, but actually reusing things, and that the OEM can focus on the user experience, because that's what's differentiate them, not what OS it's used.
That would solve a lot of budget problems.
Okay. How about? I mean, what do you think about chiplets? I mean, I read a lot of things about chiplets. That this will be the future of processors, that you have, modular processors, that you can also have mixed criticality separated on the hardware, on the processor side. I mean, is there anything on the CS about chiplets and things like that?
So the automotive hall is maybe not the target for chiplets. There's probably other areas, whatever. I have heard about chiplets a lot from those guys who are working in semiconductor, and they're like selling it as the next big thing. Not actually, I haven't encountered it right here in this hall. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
No. Yeah, probably not much that I can talk about, but there is chiplet in automotive, and actually there is a company, forgot the name. They are doing they're talking about mixed criticality with for autonomous driving itself. So the guy came out from Mercedes. I forgot his name.
Okay. I mean, I read. Yeah. I mean, I read a couple of things. I mean, usually what you do nowadays is you have an hypervisor. You have different virtual machines where you have different safety relevant software running on the same hardware. But with chiplets, you can even do the separation on the chip level, on the hardware level.
On the core, you mean?
Yeah.
Exactly, on the core.
Yeah, but wait, we already have a safety island and a microprocessor. A safety island being the RT core, and the microprocessor being the performance core. So you already have that in any Qualcomm, any NXP, NVIDIA. They do have that. NVIDIA, by the way, if you look for their docu, they are working with AutoSAR in the safety island as well. So most of the companies are working with AutoSAR Classic in the safety island. So that is how you can deliver a AZUD system, even if you are having like AZUB or QM in the performance core, because you can have a supervising element in the AZUD safety island. And that's not the chiplet that I'm talking about. So chiplet is more like, I would say similar to what Rivian did, that they have their own chip, and then someone is going to produce that for them. That is for me the chiplet.
Vinicius, did you mean Atos? I mean, Andrew is writing it. Atos is company. You.
Yes, Atos. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I mean, thanks, Andrew, for this. Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, I mean, it seems to. I mean, I think the one of the big things also on the hardware side is that, I mean, I'm not sure if this is there, but more standardization on hardware. I mean, we talk a lot of on software, how software should be, which layers, which platforms, but I think we talk too less about hardware and hardware standardization. I mean, I'm a very big fan of having standard hardware for example, infotainment, for ADAS, for whatever you have, not developing everything from scratch for the project. But I'm not sure if there are some things ongoing there on CS.
I mean, not only standard hardware, but standardized interfaces between different hardware components, right? So I saw a demo yesterday from KPIT where they basically had like their own standard hardware, but they could like reconfigure it to be anybody's standard hardware. And I think this is actually, from my point of view, where the journey has to go. Is like it's all about have different things working in the same interface specification rather than have everything standardized inside those things.
Yeah, and having different layers and saying, okay, so you can easily switch in and out stuff. And I think they were going in that direction, like with Vert.io, for example.
But it gets easier with the centralization again. I mean,
Yeah.
you see that now with the microprocessors, there's not as many as you would see in the microcontroller world. And I mean, I think at Valeo, I even saw that they offer test farms now, basically like server racks where you can just rent your microprocessor. So I think the market right now is striving to this NVIDIA Qualcomm standardization, and the typical controller players, keeping their field.
All right, Fatih, we are just getting our 2-minute warning here. They want to have their booth back.
Okay.
So
I mean, we are already almost
up.
at the end. I think we are almost at the end of the show. Thank you so much. I mean, it was really exciting having you live from CS. Do you have any last words from your side? Yeah, but it was great. I mean, thanks for that. Do you have any last, I don't know, statements?
I mean, I have a non-technical statement about CS. For me, it's always like it's a large class reunion. I mean, to sit in the same car with those 4 guys, I don't think there's any other place in the world that automatically happens. And that's all our calendars are packed all the way from like 9 a.m. to midnight. And it's great to have everybody coming together. It's really like a big family reunion. So it's always fantastic. I hope they're coming back next year.
Yeah, it's. I would say it's always a great start of the year. Get going here. I'm not sure if this is my 13th, 14th time, whatever. As a European, it screws up like Christmas, New Year, vacation a bit, but it's a very good start of the year. You're like meeting a lot of people, as Florian said.
Our vacation up too.
Definitely.
No, definitely a fun experience. Always good to be in Vegas. Next year, you need to join us.
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Spotty, thank you so much for hosting.
Thank you so much.
We have to clear the place out.
And thanks for the audience. Hope you enjoyed our live session from CS.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See you. See you next time.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Don't hang up yet.